Alright, hey, it's Andrew again with a continuation video of the Offseason Stronghold robot project. Last video we got most of the nitty-gritty details of the gearbox pretty much fleshed out. On this one we'll be finishing up the gearbox, hopefully implementing it into the drivetrain chassis and moving on with the next part of the robot, which I do not know what that is yet, but we'll figure it out. So, I think last time we just finished up by getting the everything mirrored over for the gears and the motor. First thing I'm going to do right now is I'm going to make the shaft that's going to go from this middle stage out. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to measure how long my 3/8 hex needs to be, and more importantly where my snap ring groove needs to be. Alright, so I have a 2.97 inch distance. So 3 inches, actually that works out because the 3 3/8. Yeah, nice. Now a lot of people like to do their shafts in one sketch using a rotation. That's revolve base. Not the way I always do it, but I'm going to do it this time just because I think it's a good method to learn. The way you do that is you have to imagine your shaft as a revolved sketch. It's a little difficult to do, admittedly. So what I'm doing right here is kind of confusing. Just keep watching. It'll make sense in a bit. And alright, hopefully that will be it. I think this is going to be the general shape of my shaft. Okay, cool. Now for the total length, I've got no idea, but I can figure that out. So this part at the end is going to be the 3/8 inch round that goes into the 7/8 OD bearing. And that's going to be, forget what the length of that bearing is. I feel like it's 0.2 something. I'll put a 1/4 inch, I could change it later. Or actually, sorry, what I'm doing is the diameter here. So that's going to be 3/16 radius. And the distance there, yeah, that's going to be, I'm going to say 1/4 inch. It's probably not that, but I'll change it. And then here, this is my 3/8 hex, so that's going to be 3/16 as well. And it's wrong. Why do I have conflict? I bet. No. Huh. I'll go total, and I'll say that's 3/8. Oh, duh. Because these are both 3/8. Huh. So that doesn't need to be there. So how should I denote that? Merge those points. Yeah, so I was being dumb and I forgot that 3/8 round and 3/8 hex will have the same base diameter, which is of course 3/8. And that was my fault. And so I know the distance from there to there is 2.97. I think it's 2.97. So let's say I took out 30 thousandths. Oh, whoops-a daisy. Hello. Okay. I'm going to double check in that assembly. So from that face to really the inside here. Yeah, it's 2.97. Oh, duh, yeah. No, that is 30 thousandths off. Huh. I'm not the smartest today. Or really ever. And then the diameter for 3/8 hex, or just for 3/8, sorry, round, snap ring, I believe is 0.303. I'm going to check that on McMaster. Going to go to McMaster's website. Type in snap rings. Nope, I typed in snap wrong, and it gave me something else. Externals, standard. Let's see, for shaft diameter of 3/8. Where's 3/8? Cool, there it is. So the width is 30 thousandths, and the diameter is 0.352. Huh. I was wrong. Cool. Alright, from here, that's going to butt up right against the bearing, and I know that bearing's dimensions is 5/16, so it's a 1/4 inch that goes through the plate. This is the 3/8 hex bearing. So I'm just going to put a point there so I can figure out where the end of my bearing is. So that's going to be 5/16. And then, let's see, I'm going to have an 1/8 inch, or no, oh, yes, an 1/8 inch. So that's going to be the spacing between the outside of the bearing and my gear that I put earlier, the outside of the bearing and the 54 tooth gear. And then I'm going to leave a 1/2 inch for a gear. And I'm going to make this snap ring groove the same as this one. And distance outside of that's going to be 60 thousandths. And now it should be fully defined as the entire dimension of what my shaft should be. Actually, let me quickly check that one dimension. How far does the bearing go in? It's just an odd number that I'm going to always forget. It's not 0.25, it's 0.28. It doesn't really matter, but continuity's sake. Add that in. I'll go back and I will revolve that. So right now it just looks like a round shaft, nothing special. But I'm going to put a hex on this end. And actually I won't even need to dimension it because I have the circle here. Cool. And now I'm going to extrude, but I'm not going to extrude from the sketch plane. I'm going to be offset of the plane by 0.28 inches in the other direction. There we go. And I'm going to extrude that, let's see, up to surface right here. So that's going to be my main body right there. And I will do the same thing on that plane, even though I can't see that plane. I'll pretend like I can. I'll make the concentric circles equal. And for this one, I will extrude this directly off the plane. But I'll have the end condition be the same, where it is up to surface. There it is. So that fits nicely, so that's my 3/8 inch hex. And I'm just going to chamfer both ends by 0.30 because it makes it look nice. It's nice and pretty that way. Oops. Cool. And I say that's a good shaft if I say so myself. And if we did our math right, it should fit nicely. So let's go save that into O2. It's our gearbox subassembly folder. Actually, should save the assembly as well. I do not want to lose that. But let's see. So I'm going to make the round shaft concentric with the round part of the bearing. And I'm going to make that face to this one. And if I did this right, our snapper and groove should be right there. Okay, that works. You should have the 1/8 inch spacer right there. Very nice. And the shaft right there. Hoo-hoo. I'm a little concerned because I completely forgot I'm using a bigger gear here. And the way I would solve that normally is I'd just say, oh, well, I'm going to have the West Coast Products sleeve, and that'll fit nicely, the adapter, 3/8 inch X to 1/2 inch X. And that's what I'm going to do. The problem is that the snap ring at the end is going to very easily hold in the sleeve, but I have no guarantees that it'll hold in the actual gear. So that's going to require some creative engineering. And my initial idea here is... What is my initial idea? I'm still thinking about it. Thinking we just add some kind of a washer or something at the end. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I'll make some kind of washer that is yeah. I'll make a washer that is 3/8 inch ID and a little bit bigger OD. And this can be you could find a COTS washer and just do something like that. Or you could just 3D print something, or you could machine your own. Something super thin. Like this could be routed out pretty easily. Actually. No, instead of using a round portion, what I'll do is I won't have a round inner diameter, but instead I will make it 3/8 X. So that way it can just slide onto my shaft. So actually, when I have 5/8 as the outer diameter, I feel like the Vex Pro spacers are this exact size. In which case, I'll totally just use one of those. Let's see, spacers, 3/8, say a 1/16. What is this? Haha, it's the same part. Cool. Yeah, so I don't need to make anything. That's nice. So what I will do, I'll take my shaft and I will add an extra 1/16 of an inch to the gear size. So now, what I can do with that is I'm going to put in my 1/8 inch spacer for 3/8 Hex, and that's just going to be the 1/8 inch spacer back there. So I'll mate that with that round surface. Okay, and that fits nicely. And then in front, I'm going to have or actually inside, I'm going to have the sleeve, well, that's not the right word for it, it's the word that we use, but it's the adapter, that's it. If I can find where it is. Forget if I actually have this in my library. This would be a thing I want in my library. Maybe I don't have it. Okay, and let me go to West Coast Products website. You easily make it, but I feel like there's a slight dimension in there that I'm not getting, or yeah. Plus I need it in my library anyway, so it's under the hardware section. There it is. 3/8 hex to 1/2 inch hex adapter, and you still need to get a picture for that. And there's no CAD. Great. Alright, so it just says length ½ inch. Okay, so I'll just assume that the numbers are pretty even. And I will make my own. And I'll save it to our library. This is a really nifty tool, or not tool, but piece that a lot of people don't know exists. I was just talking to a friend of mine, and he had no idea that this was a product. And there are some of the people who do know it as a product question the strength of it, where they said, oh, well, because it's only really a 16th thickness all around, it's going to be pretty weak. Which, yeah, by itself, it can cave in pretty well, which we don't want. But if you have the 3/8 hex shaft inside, it's just as good. So allow me to save this into the library, or actually, I'll wait till RC adds it to the website and gives it an actual, or actually no, he has added it to the website. He just had to put a cat up, so I can get an actual WCP number. It's 0063. Cool. So I'm gonna put it in the color section. That's not right, but I'm not exactly sure where to put it. Yeah, I have to put it in colors. I guess it's like a color-ish. So how would I want to name this? It would be WCP-0063, and my name denomination would be 375 hex, 500 hex adapter. Yeah, it looks good. Cool. So I did not plan on having to add that in, but whatever. Still works. And there's... I'm gonna cheat and make things totally easy for me. And I'm just gonna fillet these corners. I'm being super lazy. And the reason I'm doing that, or actually, yeah. I'm going to, oops, wrong one. I'm going to essentially make the corners rounded, and the reason I'm going to do that is because I'm extremely lazy in this, and if I can make the corners rounded, I don't need to mate to the flat hex faces. I can just mate to a concentric mate. So let's see, what do I do? 0.57. Nope. I think I did not put the point in there. Haha, 57. A little different. Alright, so that's a little bit of a nudge. Of course, it's going to give me an error because it's not used to that, and I have to select a contour, which is fine. There. So now there's a little corner there. In terms of what it does for the model, absolutely nothing. The part probably doesn't even have the corner there. It may, actually, I don't remember. But now the nice thing I can do is I can go to that corner, I can go to the round part right there, and boom. It's easy. I can just make that face to face. And it's not perfect, but I can drag it. It's super easy. And that's going to leave me with a 1/16 of an inch left. So I'm going to go back to my spacers folder. Oh, no, there. I had it right the first time. Take 1/16. Okay. And because this has 3/8 hex, I know that, where to go? I'll just made it this way. So yeah, so I know the snap ring can hold it in nicely. So if the snap ring holds in the spacer, and the spacer holds in the gear, then my problem is solved. And it looks like that is the case. Cool. Yeah. So that'll work. That's nice. We got the shaft in. And we have a 0.6 spacer in there, and I'm just going to make that myself. Whoops. 0.375 hex. and then round 0.625. I believe that's 0.6 is the distance. I'll change the material to ABS and then change the color. Just something a little more nice to look at. Okay, and that's going to be a custom part for this assembly. So that's going to go into drivetrain 02. And it's going to get a part denomination number. And I'm just going to mate with the round there, because why not? And it disappeared. I always do that. Gotta mate the face first, so it has its location on there. Otherwise it disappears. Always forget that. Alright, round there, round. Cool, cool. And now I'm hoping this is a somewhat nice number. So something kind of clean. 1.374. Almost 1 3/8. Alright. What I can do is I can put a snap ring at the end there. Or I can just put a spacer. Oh, no, I have to put a snap. No, I don't have to. But I'm going to. I'm going to put a spacer. So I'll do the exact same thing I just did. I could actually just go back to the old part and edit it, and then save it as a new part file, and that'll keep the old one and the new one, which is sometimes if I already have it open, I'll do that. But I think I closed it, in which case that'll work just fine. And ABS, change the color. Yeah, okay. I actually did have it open. Oh well. Now what is that? Is that piece? Oh no. I thought I saved it as 0203. I did. So what's 03? Alright, I'm confused. Aha, it's the 0.61. Okay. I'll resave it as 0203. And no, actually I will make it 04. Cool. And I'll delete that because that's a part I don't need. In fact, I will go into the folder and I will delete it from the folder because it goes against the naming convention. And I can't delete it because it's currently open, even though it is not open. Cool. Oh, it is open. Alright, I'll just put that back in real quick. Nope. I'm going to learn my lesson. I'm going to do the face first. Get the round rare. Okay. And then I should have the current 03 part. There it goes. Be that longer spacer. So now all my gears are going to be exactly where I want them. Very nice. Okay. Alright. I hear people coming in the door, which means they're going to come into my office and start doing things. So I'm going to cut this video a little short. Alright, I will see you next time.